Alrighty folks, welcome back to an all-new episode of Maxim Outdoors. Today, we are kicking off an exciting new series where we will journey deep into the Pennsylvania wilds, a 2 million acre expanse of rugged beauty located in northern Pennsylvania. This all-new series and the 4th annual 4th of July road trip will take us deep into the wilds, all while discovering some of the region's most breathtaking state parks and forests, each offering its own unique landscape and story. Our first stop is none other than Patterson State Park, a small yet significant park established back in 1921, covering just over 10 acres. But don't let its size fool you. Patterson is a gateway to the vast wilderness that defines the PA Wilds. This region, the PA Wilds, is characterized by its rolling hills, dense forests, and pristine waterways stretching across 12 counties and encompassing several state forests, parks, and natural areas. It's a place where nature's raw beauty thrives, from the deep gorges carved by ancient rivers to the towering peaks of the Allegheny Plateau. Patterson State Park is nestled within the Susquehannock State Forest, which spans nearly 300,000 acres and boasts some of the most remote and rugged terrain in the entire state. The forest is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, offering a labyrinth of trails, including the renowned 85-mile Susquehannock Backpacking Trail. The trail winds through the heart of the forest, offering hikers a true backcountry experience with its steep climbs, scenic overlooks, and peaceful streams. The park itself serves as a welcoming rest stop for those traversing this challenging trail. It's a place rich in history, largely thanks to the Civilian Conservation Corps, who in the 1930s worked tirelessly to develop the area. Their legacy is still visible today in the park's rustic facilities and the carefully preserved natural surroundings. So, as we explore Patterson State Park, you'll get a taste of what the PA Wilds has to offer. The serene beauty of its towering trees, the diverse wildlife that calls this place home, and the deep sense of history that permeates the land. This is just the beginning of our adventure through one of Pennsylvania's most treasured regions. So, enough talking, let's go explore State Park number 35. Well. Welcome back to an all-new adventure and an all-new series for Maxim Outdoors. Hard to believe that this is the 4th annual 4th of July adventure that I've taken you guys on. So as you can see off in the distance, I'm here at State Park number 35 for the channel, Patterson State Park. But back to the whole 4th of July thing. So if maybe you're new to this channel, back in 2021, I took you up to eastern side of Michigan. 2022, we headed out to the Poconos. Last year for the 4th, we headed back up to Michigan, checked out the western side along Lake Michigan, and now here, 4 years into this annual run that I always say I'm not going to do every year, we are back in Pennsylvania, and over the next 5 to 6 weeks, I'll be showing you some of the best scenery and sights here in none other than the Pennsylvania Wilds. So, really excited for that. All right, well, you can see my setup, campsite number 1, as well as a nice overview of the entire park here. As you can see, I have it pretty much all to myself. So I figured I would talk a little bit about the PA Wilds. Maybe you haven't heard of it, but the PA Wilds are located pretty much in the north central area of Pennsylvania, pretty close to the New York border. And you might be asking what's so special about this area. So a lot of folks consider this area to be one of the most remote, pristine, rugged areas in the entire Commonwealth. People from all over the United States come to this area to see the night sky, some of the clearest shots of the Milky Way that you will see on this side of the Mississippi. So a very special place, over 2 million acres of land protected up here. The Susquehannock Trail, the Donut Hole Trail, all run through here, both backpacking trails. We're actually gonna be hiking that a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, just a very awesome spot to come if you've never been to before. I think it's like 29 state parks that are located within this area. So yeah, I'm gonna get back up to camp, set up the tent, and then I will tell you a little bit about Patterson State Park before making some lunch or something. So let's go. Well, as promised, just behind me here is your typical state park sign, Patterson State Park. I told you I would tell you a little bit about the history here and a little information on the park itself. So as I said earlier, not a lot of bells and whistles here. There's not a lot to see and do. Pretty much everything you see is what you get. This is a first come, first served campground. So if you want to come here, get here early, although I don't really think this place gets too busy. From what I understand, a lot of folks will go up to Cherry Springs and try to stay the night. The campground will be full, so those folks will come back here and camp. And from what I heard, the skies here, the night skies, are just as gorgeous as they are at Cherry Springs. So a little tidbit for folks out there that might be thinking about coming up to this area. You can see where I set up camp. We'll be at site number 1 for the next 2 nights, and I figured I would talk about kind of the main gem here at Patterson State Park. As you can see, nice little pavilion there and a pavilion behind me. And as many of you probably already have guessed, the CCC boys played a hand in creating this park. So back in the 1920s, during the Great Depression, the CCC boys came to this area constructing these pavilions. I mean, check out the size of this timber here. Cold fireplace, and this would have been like a state picnic area back in the early 20s, and it sat that way until the 1950s when the state park system came in and either bought this property or it was donated to them. So yeah, a nice look at one of these CCC built pavilions. We'll go check out the other one here in just a second. So yeah, not a lot of history or information about this area other than the CCC built pavilions. As you can see, another one just ahead of me here, but still it would be a really nice area to have a little picnic or maybe a family reunion or something if you're from this area. But yeah, we'll take a look inside of here. From what I read, it's kind of debated, I guess, but the Patterson name stems from a local family, but I heard that's kind of argued upon. But some folks believe that Patterson State Park got its name from a local family. And you might look at this park and say, oh, it's only 10 acres, what's the big deal? We're actually surrounded by Susquehannock State Forest, which is pretty close to 300,000 acres. It's just a massive swath of land here. And the Susquehannock Trail System kind of loops around the entire area. 85 miles, I want to say. And we'll be doing a little bit of it tomorrow. But this area is right along the trail. It's right behind me here, if you could see it, and continues on across the road there where that little dirt trail is. But a lot of people will use this like as an overnight option as they do the 85 miles, or even, you know, get a package dropped off here or something along those lines. So yeah, this park does have its uses, even though on paper you might look at it and say, oh, it's only 10 acres, what's so great about it? But yeah, I think we're gonna get the tent set up. We talked a little bit about the history, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what the star situation is tonight. So yeah, let's get the camp set up. All right, well, I got camp pretty much all set up. Been hanging out here for nearly 3 hours now. Have not seen any other folks come through and even look at a campsite in the time I've been here. So if you're looking for remote, this is definitely the place to go. I did run into 2 rangers, Monty and Hannah, and big shout out to them. They gave me some pointers, told me some good places to eat, vistas, and even some information on the forest here. So yeah, I do have the tent all set up. As you can see, I have upgraded, no longer using the backpacking setup that I've been using. After going to some of those meetups and being that one guy that always uses that one little one-person tent, I decided, you know, it's time to upgrade a little bit. And after seeing Cliff's tent, the Wandering Woodsman, as you probably know, he has the same one. I really like it, just the whole dark room ability. I'll show you inside that in a little bit, but both the rangers were actually telling me that there is an active bear in this area. The one ranger even said that in this site, black bear came through and ripped up somebody's tent not too long ago. So yeah, I'll be keeping that in the back of my mind. So should be an interesting time here. As you know, my 4th of July trips always seem to be some of the most eventful trips throughout the year. So yeah, I'm gonna set up the inside of the tent, and I will talk to you in a little bit. I'll also be telling you the entire plan for my PA Wilds trip in just a little bit. So I'll see you then. All right, well, no sign of bear yet, and no sign of any other campers coming to Patterson just yet on this nice Wednesday afternoon. It is warming up for sure. It feels like it's pushing 85 degrees, but I did manage to get the tent set up, so I figured I'd give you a little tour of that, since everybody always asks me, you know, what I use on my camping trips and whatnot. So as you can see, this is the Coleman Dark Room Technology tent. They are not that expensive. I think you can get them for under $150 right now, and the whole Dark Room Technology name comes from this kind of blacked out material. This supposedly keeps the tent a little cooler during the summer seasons, and one of my bigger gripes in tent camping is just that morning sun that wakes you up. So another cool piece of gear I got is the Nemo Flyer, a new sleeping pad that I'll be taking backpacking with me as well. But yeah, this just feels like cheating to me after sleeping in a backpacking tent for the last 4 years. I mean, I got all my clothes in here, some odds and ends, lamps, even some food stuff that I'm gonna probably move before going to bed so the bear doesn't kill me. But yeah, this is just a game changer. Hopefully it works out well. Other than the sleeping pad and the tent, I did manage to grab a nice little solar fan and LED light. Check that out. I'll be using this tonight. And then also got a OutTask light that I'll be showing you. This is magnetic, waterproof, the whole 9 yards. It just looks like it's very good quality. You can also charge your phone on this as well as the fan. So definitely, I love multi-use things that I could use for multiple things, you know, light, fan, phone charger. You can't beat it. So yeah, that is the little tour of the Coleman tent. I'll let you know if I like it. I'm guessing I will. Cliff's been using that thing for quite some time now, so if he likes it, I'm sure I will. But yeah, I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit longer, probably cook dinner, and then I will tell you a little bit about where I'm heading the rest of this trip. So I'll see you then. All right, well, I decided to leave camp. Didn't get to tell you my whole itinerary yet, but check out this view just behind me. Wow, this is Longtoe Vista. Didn't even have to hike to it, but this just proves my point. The PA Wilds, like, you can drive from point A to point B and you're gonna see at least one vista along the way. This is just 5 minutes down from Patterson State Park, and I'm sure we're gonna be seeing more and more of these throughout the week. But yeah, this is just one of many. I believe one of the rangers told me that there are around 16 vistas along the roadside. So yeah, I just wanted to head down here and check this out, maybe fly the drone since we are in state forest land. But yeah, Longtoe Vista. All right, well, I have arrived back at camp. It is just about 5 p.m. and as you can see, this place is just bustling right now. Ran into a couple backpackers, had a nice little chit chat with them, and yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a pretty quiet night here at Patterson State Park. But I also did tell you that I would relay some information on what I'm gonna be doing throughout the week. So obviously we're staying here tonight and tomorrow. We're gonna hike on down to Prouty Place tomorrow along the Susquehannock Trail. And then after that, I'm gonna hop in the truck, pack up camp, and we'll head on down to Kettle Creek for 2 nights. Never been there, really excited from what I've heard from everybody, including like Ryan from Mountains into Memories. It's one of the best state parks here in Pennsylvania. So I'll have 2 nights down at Kettle Creek, and then we will be joining up with yet another YouTuber up at Cherry Springs on Sunday night. Camping Milkman, big supporter of the channel. He supports the Patreon. Just really looking forward to meeting him and hanging out for the night. Hopefully the weather is good. Hopefully I don't bring the rain with me. So after Cherry Springs, I'm going to wake up Monday morning and head on down to Kinzu Bridge to check out the bridge before they close it for 3 years. But yeah, as you can see, I just have this entire park to myself. So we got a busy couple days here, and I might even try to add another hike or two in there. There's a waterfall up in this area known as Round Island Falls, I believe it's called, that Ryan told me about. Might try to check that out, or I might just head up to Lyman Run State Park and check off another state park off the list. But yeah, this is state park number 35 for the channel. When this is all said and done after this trip, we'll be over 40 state parks for the channel. Pretty remarkable. So yeah, there's a nice look at the campsite. Got some firewood cut up, tents all ready to go. Hopefully the bear doesn't show up, but if he does, hey, maybe we'll go viral. So all right, I'm gonna make dinner here in probably an hour or two and show you a little of that, and then it'll be bedtime. So all right, well, I got a little bored at camp, decided to take another little road cruise, and here we are at yet another vista here. And this one is just a little bit more impressive than the last. This is Cherry Springs Vista. I believe we are looking south, and if you can make out that big gap in the mountains down yonder, that is Cross Fork that we're looking towards. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous day. The rain has held off. A little bit windy, but no complaints from this guy. Yeah, so I sent up the drone, got some cool drone shots. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. But yeah, there's one other vista down the road from here. I'm gonna take you guys up there, show you that, maybe launch the drone again, and probably call it a night, head on back to the campground and make some dinner. But yeah, what a start to our week-long PA Wilds road trip here. Really cool. I love just looking out on those deep gorges and crevasses off in the distance. You can even see a little bit of a haze kind of coming off of the hillsides and mountains off in the distance. Just a spectacular viewpoint, and I didn't have to hike to it. Literally right off the road. Anybody can come here. Can't beat it. All right, well, the PA Wilds tour continues here. Just a short stroll down from Cherry Springs Vista. We have arrived here at Water Tank Vista. Check this view out. Looking right down an old holler. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, what a start to our PA Wilds trip. I believe this is Broadhead Mountain. It's a little over 2,000 feet in elevation, and the Susquehannock Trail runs all throughout this area. Like I said, 85 miles. We're going to be doing about 10 miles of it tomorrow. So yeah, I think this is going to be the last viewpoint, last vista that we see. Some sumac trees down below. See the little red cones. But yeah, wow. So I'm gonna hop back in the truck and get back to camp and probably wrap things up here for the night. So I'll see you back there. Just pulled back into Patterson State Park, and as you can see, still empty. Looks like I'm gonna have this entire place to myself tonight. So if you like solitude, definitely look into this. And this is 4th of July week, almost weekend. So just goes to show you, you'll have this place to yourself no matter what time of the year you come up here. And as you can hear behind me, we got the fire roaring. Cut up some pallet and some cardboard from the tent. But yeah, as soon as that calms down a little bit, I think we're gonna make some dinner. I'm gonna keep it relatively simple for night one here. I grabbed some pre-made pizza crusts. So I'm gonna throw these into the cast iron skillet, oil that up a little bit. Got some pizza sauce. Got a nice fresh wheel of mozzarella cheese I'm gonna cut up with some pepperoni, and we're gonna make campfire pizza tonight. So yeah, I'm gonna let this calm down and I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, well, the fire is blazing. I'm gonna let that pallet wood burn down before I throw some logs on there and make dinner. But since this isn't kind of a unconventional video for me, not really a hiking video, more of a camping video, I figured I would show you around what I usually do on these big trips or even a weekend trip. So it all starts out with these little totes. I have like a food preparation tote where I'll throw in some paper plates, you know, your red Solo cups and odds and ends. I got my MSR Pocket Rocket stove there, some bowls, water filtration, pretty much anything you can need while cooking, aluminum foil. And then I have my odds and ends bin with fire starter, my lanterns, tablecloths, even some word searches and other odds and ends. I got my backpacking chair in here. Like I said, some fire starter, there's a pillow in there, tent stakes, lighters, axe sharpener, pretty much anything you need that that might come up on a camping trip. Because trust me, I've had some weird things happen. And then in the truck here, I have my food, which I like to keep inside. For one, for animal reasons, and for two, I don't like leaving it out in the sun because it just gets all nasty. Then I have my tent, my sleeping bag in here. This is my backpacking setup. So kind of just like a tent sleeping bag bundle, I guess you'll call it. And then I also have a sanitary bag that has like my napkins, my disinfectant wipes, dude wipes, yada, yada, yada. And then my cooler where I'll throw some non-perishables. I don't really like bringing too much like meat and stuff on trips like this whenever it's, you know, pushing 90 degrees, just because it's tough to keep it fresh and healthy and safe to eat. So I tend to bring a lot of non-perishable foods like beans and pepperoni and stuff like that. So I think the only thing that is perishable, sorry, I know I said that wrong first off, the only perishable thing I really have in the cooler is a slab of bacon, so I'll probably make that for dinner tomorrow. But yeah, pretty basic setup. And then have my clothes bags in the tent, and that's how I roll. Once I clear out all the wood out of the bed of my truck on the way home, I'll probably throw most of my bins in the bed. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna let this fire die down a little bit and we'll get to making some dinner. All right, well, first dinner on the road. Like I said, a simple one, just an easy pizza. Whenever I go out on these week-long trips, I don't like to, you know, overdo things. I don't like to worry about getting ice each and every day. Just these simple kind of meals are the way to go if you're thinking about, you know, maybe living on the road for a couple days or even a few months. I've done both, and I tell you what, having some ramen and some Spam in your bag goes a long way. I'd much rather do this than go and buy ice each and every morning to try and keep my, you know, pork chops or steak cold every day. It gets to be a pain after a while, especially whenever you're in the middle of nowhere like here. So yeah, my best advice to you if you're thinking about doing something like this is keep it simple. All right, well, here we go. Pizza over the fire. Can't really beat that. Mozzarella, pepperoni, and some bacon. So yeah, I'm gonna ramp up the fire. It's getting dark here quick. It almost looks like it might rain. And we'll be wrapping up the video here shortly. As you can see, still nobody here. So it's gonna be a pretty quiet night here up in the PA wilds. So I'm gonna get to eating. Well, just wrapped up dinner, threw all the crates and totes in the tent in the truck. You could see the sun starting to set on through the trees there. But as normal in Maximum Outdoors fashion, some dark skies rolled in and it started to drizzle on me. Yeah, so some things just never change. But yeah, I figured I would wrap things up here from State Park number 35, Patterson State Park. Great start to the trip, the PA Wild trip. I'll be up here for a week, as I said already. Tell me if you like these kind of episodes. You know, I normally just do hiking videos. If you want to see more kind of behind the scenes camping videos, let me know. I actually had a lot of fun putting it together. But yeah, I figured I would walk you down through the old CCC pavilions here and show you around this just dead campground. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Next week, I'm going to be taking you on to the Susquehannock Trail System and doing 10 miles on down to Prouty Place. So if you aren't subscribed, please hit it. Thank you to everybody that comments, likes the videos, my Patreon supporters. I could just go on and on. You guys are why I do this. So yeah, that's going to wrap things up here from Patterson State Park. And I will see you bright and early next week as we tackle the Susquehannock Trail. All right, folks, see you then.